All right, so this is a, I guess, kind of a re-review. No, a re-review. Sorry, of A Glitch is a Glitch. Because people just flip their shit on this one, which is usually like fine. You know, when they do that, I'm always sort of like, because when people are passionate about something, it's like, great, be passionate about what you love and talk about it. But there is one thing that we missed, that we didn't bring up and we didn't know going in, and that's that it was an April Fool's episode. And the reason I wanted to do another video on this is because I sort of wanted to start the dialogue. Does that make a difference? Because that's the one thing that everybody kept saying. It's an April Fool's joke. It's an April Fool's joke. And, you know, like I say, like this was sort of the thing that sort of made it all okay. And a few other issues. We'll get to that too. But, you know, in terms of does it make a difference, I would argue, I think it does a little bit. But I don't think it saves everything. I don't think it, like, clarifies everything. Because when you say something is... There's no quote-unquote right or wrong way to do an April Fool's joke. It's not like, you know, there's a book written, here's how to do it. But at the same time, I've seen them done well and I've seen them done badly. And for me, it's like, okay, it's something different, and even if it's not canon or related to the rest of the episode, and it's sort of there to kind of annoy you, whatever, that's fine. For me, my big issue is that if it's gonna be an April Fool's joke, you either have to put a lot of effort into it, or just no effort at all. And the funny thing about it is that even though, like, I wasn't a fan of the style, the art style, you could still tell there's effort going into it, but not enough to be like, wow, isn't this something? Isn't this really amazing?
I actually would have to disagree with that. I mean,
which one?
And no, my opinion on this episode has not changed at all. But no, I think a lot of effort actually went into it. I mean, I'm not a fan of his style for an Adventure Time episode. I mean, his style is neat, it's different, it's something strange, and, you know, all that stuff, and he wants to do that. But for Adventure Time, I didn't like it. But, yeah, a lot of effort, I think, actually went into this episode.
You think so? I mean, because...
I think so.
Oh, okay, like with... let me put it this way. You know, when the glitch starts, you know, in the beginning, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool, like, they're really messing with it, you know, making it kind of... you know, glitchy and annoying and stuff, but then you find out this is going to be throughout the whole episode, and it's, you know, just grating on your eyes and stuff like that. I'm thinking to myself, if real effort was going into this, they would make it where it was more pleasing to look at. And most of the time, it's like, it's not bad CG. I mean, I've seen much worse, I'm sure you have too,
Right.
You know, like with Food Fight and stuff like that. But even then, it's sort of like this weird mix of... It's not that there's no effort put in, but it's not like, wow, wasn't that animation incredible? Wasn't the detail and everything? Is, you know, it's... If there was, like, a lot of effort, like, you know, looking at the Candy Kingdom, it was something like, I don't want to say Pixar, but, you know, it's like, CG has come a long way, you know, especially with landscapes, and it just looked like they sort of took the very simple drawings and just made them circular, you know, it gave them shadows.
Well,
you know, good shadows, you know, but still... You know, not much detail to it.
Well, through chatting with some of the people in the comments section, I found out that's his style.
Yeah,
His
and I do
style
know it's his style.
It's very minimalistic in that sense and whatnot. I'm not fond of it overall, but I understand why he did it, and that's... So, I mean, I can't... It is kind of like comparing apples and oranges. You know, comparing Pixar to this. It's like comparing Pixar to CG done back in the 90s. It's not going to flow very well by comparison. You know, you have a low-budget show. Adventure Time, or I shouldn't say Adventure Time, you have a low-budget movie compared to Pixar, which is a high-budget movie. You know, you're going to have professionals working on it with Pixar, and you're going to have probably not-so-professionals working on it in this one. And there's going to be a difference in quality, and I think this guy's just like, nah, this is the way I like doing it, suck it. And you know what? Honestly, more power to the guy. But then again, I'm not going to like it because he chose that. I don't like it.
Well, I guess, I mean, like, if you... And we said this before at the end of the review, too, because this guy does apparently have a following and stuff. Like, if you like this guy's style and you like the episode, more power to you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's nothing like, no, you are wrong and this can't, you know. We're talking about just what we enjoyed here. And whether or not it being an April Fool's episode does change anything. Like I said, I give it a bit more leeway, you know, because of it, but I'm still not a fan because the episode we just watched here, another 5 Short Graybles, by not giving us the answer, I think that would have been a better April Fool's joke.
Yeah,
I think that seemed to fit, and that's... Or if you're gonna do something different, do something totally different. Do like when Adult Swim showed The Room.
Yeah.
You know, clearly required no effort, they just need to pay for the rights to show it. It's not even a cartoon, it has nothing to do with anything, and, you know, go from there. And I don't know, the fact that this seemed to... It's still our characters, it's still an adventure, it doesn't connect to... You know, it's technically not canon, but even then they're not... Like you said, you know, there's a part where, like, Jake like, his elbow was flirting with...
Bubblegum's hand, yeah.
Yeah,
Who the whole time Bubblegum is making out with her own hand, and...
Yeah, which, like I said, if the whole episode nobody is doing what they traditionally do, like, that's fine. It's like, go all the way with it. You know, if you're gonna do an April Fool's joke, you know, don't kind of half-ass it, you know? Really make it where it's like, this makes no sense whatsoever, and it's a waste of time, or make it where it's like, it's a normal episode, but, like, one thing is off, you know, like the another 5 Short Graybles.
Well, it's like the Drew Carey episodes, where you watch the episodes, and throughout the whole thing, there are a bunch of things wrong with it. Every once in a while, they'll say someone's name wrong, they'll have something wrong in the background, they'll have the wrong sound effect, and at the end, it's kind of like a contest thing where, you know, right in with all the mistakes. That would have been kind of neat, a nice little April Fool's thing where, instead of, you know, the whole episode Finn's calling, you know, everyone Gunter. That would be funny or different. This is actually fine as an April Fool's episode for me. It's fine, I guess. I think you can do an April Fool's episode. It can be canon, and you can still get away with being bizarre and silly.
Well, you were bringing up the South Park when they were going to reveal Cartman's father, and instead they did the Terrence and Phillip episode, which people hated when it came out. And I'm sort of half and half, because I really hated it too, because I wanted to see the episode. But at the same time, when it just says April Fool's, and you play this obnoxious episode... It's like, okay, I'll give you balls. You went all the way with this stupid thing, you know, that you actually just showed a Terrence and Phillip episode and you acknowledge it's April Fool's. So, I don't know. Like I said, I give it a touch more leeway, but it's still, it's like, it's Adventure Time, and these people are so good at coming up with different ways of doing things that for this to sort of be like a CG episode about a glitch and, you know, not too much else, it didn't do it for me, you know, But I felt that was fair to address. And the other thing, too, is that a lot of people were saying, you know, your TV's too bright. It actually looks great. It looks unbelievable. So I've looked up about 3 or 4 other versions of this. It wasn't the TV guys. You know, I'm sure it's his style. Don't get me wrong. And it's like, fair enough, if you like it, fine. But it's like, Finn's hat was still blending into his skin. I mean, it's like you could barely tell the color difference. Everything was overexposed. It's his style. That's fine, I just don't care for it.
How about we make them a deal, quote unquote?
Okay.
When it gets released on DVD, we will watch the DVD version. So
That's
therefore, it's not a torrent, it's nothing online. The DVD is made for TV. So therefore, we can kind of rewatch it and make a little comment later on saying, we finally watched the official version.
Okay, I mean, if they do that, if they release on DVD, I know they're very strange about which ones they release.
No, like they just released season 3.
Okay, so they are going by the seasons. Okay.
Yeah, they release packs every once in a while, or packs, like single discs with like a bunch of episodes from all over the place. But as far as I know, they have not released officially A Glitch is a Glitch.
Okay, so, I mean, we'll check it out again, you know, we'll get back to it. I'm saying all the pictures, all the other videos, I mean, like, I've gone to a couple different sources, you know, online. It's not like, I just watched this other video and I looked right there too. It's like, no, I looked at a couple different clips, different pictures, and it all kind of looked like the one that I saw. So, like I said, it's not my thing, you know, and he's got a fan base, and it's not like, no, he destroyed Adventure Time or he's anything bad. It's just, we didn't care for it. And I think the fact that it is an April Fool's joke does help, but I don't think it saves it for me. It didn't do it for me. But if it did for you, great. Like I said, at the end of the episode, we said, we could totally see how someone would like this episode. Like, it's not with, you know, beyond the realms of reason. You know, it's just not something that we could grasp onto as, you know, as Adventure Time fans. So,
And, by the way, I did learn, again from the people in the comments section, that the hair video was actually released like a few days beforehand as a promo, like a hidden promo, if you will, for the episode. So it wasn't. I thought it was like his original video that he was kind of just like inserting into.
Where did they put it?
Was
like
wrong.
Online or something? Or?
I think so. I think it was online, and it was also kind of like shorts in between episodes. It was kind of like a weird thing. I could be wrong with that too, but no, I was wrong, and I will fully admit that I was wrong with that. But and I forgot to mention it the first time the snake spider.
Yeah.
Was actually awesome. I did love that design very much so, and I keep forgetting to bring it up because we talk about other things and get off. But yeah, I really did like the snake spider thing. That was fun.
Yeah, there's definitely one or two things I thought were kind of creative and kind of neat, but yeah, like I said, for an April Fool's joke, it's like, if you're gonna do it, man, just like, hit us in the gut with something. Either just make like the most incredible CG created world ever, and it's only a couple seconds long, and maybe the rest looks like crap, or something, or like just throw something at us that just makes no sense. Everything's opposite, everything's insane, or it has nothing to do with Adventure Time. I mean, for me, it's like, just go balls out. Don't do this kind of, half and half thing. And for me, like I said, I know a lot of people like it. It's just, I didn't particularly care for it.
Actually, that'd be kind of awesome now that I'm thinking about it. So the episode starts with the theme where it's like, top of the line, like Pixar, DreamWorks, and all of that.
Yeah, like this incredible backdrop.
But as the episode slowly goes along, it degrades and degrades and degrades. Like their budget is slowly disappearing. Till the end, it's just stick figures.
or maybe you could have like this incredible backdrop, but the main characters look like crap.
Yeah.
Like they're just horribly CG'd. I mean, like I said, something out of Food Fight. They move like puppets or something. I mean, just really, really bad.
You really don't like Food Fight.
It's the worst animated film I've ever seen.
Wow. Never saw it, so.
Good man.
I don't change my opinion on Glitch is a Glitch, though. I feel this was completely pointless.
Yeah, I kept saying, like, you think we should talk about it? It's like, if you want. So, like, I felt it was worth talking about the April Fool's element, whether or not that, like, excuses everything. Because I think it's important to acknowledge, like, when something was an April Fool's joke, does that clear out everything,
Well, okay, so let's say you go to a theater to see a movie, and, you go in there, and let's say your ticket was even free. And you go in and you sit down and you're going to watch, Star Wars being re-released, original versions, not, special super duper editions. And you sit down and then they start playing Food Fight. And they play Food Fight for the entire time. Does that excuse or make it okay because it's April Fool's? I mean, for me, it's like, no, that's just kind of like being a jackass, And I like the episode if you want to. I'm all fine with that because there's stuff I like that people hate. But, I mean, I don't want to sit there and say, oh, yeah, you can do whatever you want on April Fool's Day because, well, it's April Fool's.
You know what it is? I think I think you and I have the same idea. We have such a respect for April Fools. Yeah. It's like, and there is a right way to do it, and people think, oh, we can do whatever you want. No, there's a very funny, clever way of doing April Fools.
Yeah.
And I think when it's not quite mad or whatever, or, you don't care for it, it's kind of like, well, what could they have done? Or what's a better way to do this? Because there's this idea of just, well, anyone can do April Fools, and anything goes because it's April Fools. And it's like, sure, like I said, there's no right or wrong way, but if you want it to be funny and you want it to be enjoyable and clever and smart and show, hey, I understand this holiday, if you will, I think you gotta go all out. You just gotta put the effort into it, and you gotta be really smart and really clever.
At the opposite end, maybe not opposite end, also, though, in the comments, someone did bring up our April Fools. And they said, God, yours was just stupid and retarded and all that stuff. Yada, yada. Okay, that's fine. I accept that. But we also came up with that in a matter of like 5 minutes.
And on top of that, it fooled so many of you. Okay? You have no idea how many people were like, where is this episode? I want to find this episode. That was almost an April Fool's on us because we didn't think anybody would fall for it.
That's kind of more what it was, is that we were like, this is going to be dumb, but whatever. But no, that's my thing, is that we had, like, because initially he wanted us to switch people. I'd be dressed like him and he would dress, and I thought that was kind of lame. And I came up, and I said I'm a terrible actor. I wouldn't be able to pull off Doug in any way, shape, or form. So we just kind of talked about it for like 5 minutes and we came up with this BS idea. So we're not like a show where we have months of advance work or any of that stuff or time to plot this out. It was literally, let's just try this.
But even then, it's like, okay, you could have gone along with us getting a different clothes, but you're like, I just don't think that'll work. Like, there's something better. You know, like there is something better that can be done. And I wasn't against it. I'm like, all right, let's toss some ideas. You know, it's that sort of same mentality where it's like, you know, but we could have done it and just said, April Fool's, whatever. But it's like, no, we wanted something a little funnier and a little better. And I really like that episode. A lot of people like that episode, you know, and yeah, I think it's our first time actually acknowledging it's an April Fool's episode, actually. I just realized so. Well, this vlog is not canon, I guess.
Yeah, it is. I'm still playing me.
Okay, fair enough.
I like playing with myself.
We'll stop there.
Can I play with you?
Please.